More discovery stuff today. I recently changed the water pump and all the belts and stuff, so I've now got well, I was having, before I changed those, I was having a low coolant message come on the dash, which I suspected might be because I was losing coolant, or maybe because the water pump was leaking. But then if that was the case, then the water pump would have drained the bottle out. Anyway, all back together, all sorted, bled all the coolant through, definitely had more than a minimum level in the bottle, and it wasn't leaking. I can't find any leaks from anywhere, and I'm still getting the message. So I suspected it was probably the sensor. So in the bottom of the bottle, there, whoa, that was disposed of in the correct manner. And the bottom, where are we? There, that plug, there's a float that goes in there. I've not even inspected that, I'll have a quick check in a moment. The float in the bottom of there sensors the level. It may well be that the float wasn't working. The bottle was old anyway, so I thought I'd replace it. They're not that expensive. And in terms of the things I've done on this recently, not that difficult. So pop in and show you how I got it out. There are probably ways to make it a bit easier, but I'll just show you through what I've. So as you should be well aware, it's easy to spot this corner of the engine. I did unclip the washer thing, but it kept clipping back in again. It didn't really matter too much. Then you've got to unclip the power steering bottle that slides over the top of it as well. Once you've done that, the air conditioning pipes are a little bit in the way, a little bit inconvenient for getting the hoses off. However, not long ago re-gassed the whole air conditioning, cost me like 60 quid I think, just in the gas itself, because it's a big system. So I didn't really want to be taking those pipes off and losing them, or paying someone to remove the gas for me and doing it all again. Once you've disattached these two, the only way that this is held in is by the two 8mm that are in there. I've got a long extension on that, though it's dead simple. I pulled them out of the way, stuck them in my box out of the way. The one sort of word of caution, I guess, to make this a bit easier for yourself, is that the hose that's on the bottom there, if you look at the bottom hole, that's actually quite a lot longer than you might think. So you've got to release that clip and take it right back down the pipe. I used some long nose pliers on that, and it worked a treat. The top pipe is, it's right up here. That's the breather, I think, or the return. So that one was easy to get out of the way, no problems at all. One thing that made that a bit easier to get out, and also you've then got to unclip the plug that, let's get the light on it. You've got to unclip that plug there, which is just a, will it give me the, you can see the metal clip on the top there. I've got the wrong angle on this completely. So that, on focus, there we go. So that metal clip pushes in, and that releases the plug from the bottom of the bottle. The easiest way to do that, and I'm over the years, headlights seem to have got more and more difficult, but on this car, I think the grille's got one of the clips missing anyway, so the grille just pops out dead simple. You pull those two sliders up there, and then the headlight completely comes out of the way to give it all of that access as well. That made it easier to get to the clip and unclip it down there, but I forgot to do that headlight before I took the bottom clamp out. Maybe that would have made that bottom one a bit easier, but in any case, that's all that. Now put it back in again, put the new one in. Well, that's all done. Yeah, no major ones really. The bottom hose didn't go on quite as far as I wanted it to. You can't see it down there. But the two clips went back on. Keeping the headlight out made it a lot easier. Yeah, topped it up. It's taken a level. What else have we got? Not a lot, I don't think. It's quite a straightforward job. Clipped it back in. Obviously, plug in the bottom. I've got my radio on here in a minute.
Kick off here at Anfield, the big banner, Liverpool FC 19.
Right, that's what we've got on the dash. Driver's doors open. Low fuel. Well, I know that much because I don't have a lot of fuel in. So it looks like my theory around the sensor in the bottle is right, because I've not got the low coolant one. And while I was here today, I've also, I'm going to bang the engine on. That started as expected. That was a mistake. So what I've done now, I've just cracked off the bleed screw on the coolant bottle. I'm not going to go through, there's a full coolant process Obviously coffee cup holder there, nice and convenient. There's a process for bleeding the system, which I might do. I'll see how it goes with just leaving it as it is. I've not bled the entire system down, just taken the coolant bottle off. And while we're here today though, what I also did was, you can see I might have spilt a bit of coolant by accident. What I also did, so I've got a coolant drip there, that needs investigating. So what I did today, I also went underneath, and I've just changed the gearbox oil. It's the original oil sump on the gearbox. Can't really see a lot there, can you? Where are we? Right. That's not all that helpful, but what I'm showing you is I just dropping the oil out and putting new oil on wasn't that difficult. I've got a bit of vibration still, a bit of judder, so I'm not sure whether it's coming from the gearbox or from one of the bushes, but for the cost of the oil, it can't have been done in its life before. So I've just changed the oil, so it makes a difference. Now I'm going to inspect what I've got some drips. Probably quite self-explanatory. I went over and had a little look, and obviously there's fluid coming out of the bleed screw, so it could have been dripped out of there, down and across. So we shall see. Let it get up to temperature, check it all again, and we'll find out what's what. But I thought I'd wrap up that one with the coolant bottle. Everything's been fine. The levels stayed as it is. Well, actually I topped up a little bit, but the bottle hasn't leaked or anything. There's no leaks coming out of it. And the aerosol's has just gone away, so coolant bottle, absolute doddle, and yeah, crack on. Oil on the gearbox on the other hand, didn't go as well as I wanted it to, but that'll be the next video.